See you later.
Cheers, guys. Okay, guys, so today we're at Queen Elizabeth Park, and I'm going to tell you about how I doubled my portfolio yesterday using Ripple, XRP, Ethereum, ETH, and Bitcoin as a safe haven in the after effects. So we're in a downward trending bear market right now, and as a large-scale miner, myself and a lot of my clients have been feeling that. You know, some of the coins we were mining on a bi-daily basis are now worth under $200-300 on occasion, whereas before they were worth as much as $1,400. So you've got to keep perspectives in mind here, and today I want to talk about macro perspectives and how they affect the market. Now, people get caught up arguing about projects, they get caught up arguing about their favorite coin or their favorite developers or their favorite trendsetters. But the important part is that you understand the overbearing forces in the market and what the reaction to those, I guess, movements would be. Now, one of the things I've learned to do myself is start to look for very predictable patterns based on 3 or 4 different factors. Now, some of those factors include things like whales, obviously. You can find out about particular individuals, firms, or funds that are about to move money or are moving money at that time. These huge transfers of money, these conversations, these things are public information. You can find it readily available if you look. Now, that's a more risky approach. I like to do a technical, analytical approach. So we do things like I go through the different exchanges that have large holdings of coins, and you can identify a lot of the exchange wallets, the storage wallets. There's communities I can link in the description that'll help you do that. Now, by identifying those wallets, you can set up alerts for large movement. Now, what happens when an institutional body is about to move in to cryptocurrency? Often they want to make a large gain on that movement, and it's easy to do because liquidity causes inflation. So this is a really easy mechanism in this unregulated Wild West market that is cryptocurrency. So I know that this is generally a move that is done, and as more of these institutions are buying into cryptocurrency, as more groups are getting involved, and as you know, just for example, another mutual fund came on board, and they're now investing in cryptocurrencies as part of their mutual fund for all their fund holders, which is incredible to think that these some of the largest funds in the world are now starting to play with the cryptocurrency market as well. It shows you that there's going to be these large influxes and opportunities to catch. Now, I had missed the opportunity over the last 2 days, it seemed, prior to yesterday. Obviously, people had been watching. Ripple's not a project I particularly follow, but their market cap and price had doubled in 2 days. Now, I hadn't been really paying attention to that, the volume of it, and yesterday morning, at 5 a.m. when I woke up, I had a bunch of alerts for consolidation of XRP coins. And XRP, again, is in another project that we don't watch, right? So I looked at the XRP, and it had done the same thing. It had been pumped the last 2 days in a minor way. It's basically someone had known insider information. And what I saw is 3 large wallets move coins into one wallet on several different exchanges. They were consolidating enough coins to make a large sale of XRP, consolidating XRP, Now, after that happened, this is about 5 a.m., I decided that this looked like a move that was about to happen. There's about to be a sale and the price is about to surge. So what we ended up doing is I sent a large chunk of our holdings, and then pretty much all of our holdings, over to Binance, and I converted it into XRP out of several different coins. Now, I had staked this was early, this was still 5 a.m. Now, I had staked about 60-70%, but by the time I looked at it again around 9 o'clock, it had already moved up to 81% gains over what we had paid. So we were able to sell it at a solid, I think it was about 84 cents. I converted XRP out. Now, I knew what happens when XRP pumps. I knew that this is a short-term 4-hour window at most, because it's been happening several times over the last couple of months. And what you see happening is XRP gets pumped. This is an easy coin to accumulate and buy right away. You can even buy it off market if necessary, directly from the developers. And it's fairly fairly secure and easy to understand for the institutions. And then what they do is they pump it and they move into Ethereum as kind of a safe haven for a long-term approach, as it's one of the most developed bit streams right now. And that's exactly what happened. So at 11 a.m., just before 11 a.m., I moved all of our XRP at 84% gains, or 81% gains, sorry, over into Ethereum. And at that point, we held on to Ethereum for the remainder of the day. I saw maybe another 15 to 17% growth on Ethereum overall, and we ended up running the day out close to 100% in total gains of our overall holdings. At the end of the day, I just moved some of that over to Bitcoin. I took that out in fiat, and we called it a day. Now, this is a really interesting way you can double your portfolio in a downward trending bear market. And keep in mind, we only use coins like Ethereum, Ripple, and Bitcoin. And I use Canadian fiat as well. So using just these 4 currencies, you can generate pre-January returns still in a single day. Now, I found this really interesting. We did really good yesterday. I want to appreciate everyone who was on the Facebook groups making fun of each other, making fun of Ripple or making fun of me for talking about Ethereum the whole time and talking about how it was about to move. But the people who were paying attention, I fielded about 30 conversations with intellectuals, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for those conversations. I hope that some of my tips in the future do you well. I appreciate the tips that everyone sent, the donations. Thank you very much. That's how you double your portfolio in a single day right now. You gotta look for the XRP pumps. And you can buy it on the way up, guys. You can catch it on the way up. It's not something that you have to feel like you missed. If you see a particular coin breaking out of the market in that way, just look over the last week and look over the last 6 weeks and look over the last few months and see how the overall market cap and how the volume on Binance in a time fashion has related to those moves. And you can just basically look at history often repeats itself. You'll see the same thing again and again. And just what I mean to that is over the last 5-6 weeks, Ethereum has essentially done the exact same thing. Where XRP got pumped, it saw a bump where it broke out of the market. The whole market dumped XRP pumped. The whole market dumped as XRP dumped, and then Ethereum breaks out and surges once again and reaches a higher floor price. And it's done this, and it looks like Ethereum has settled to a new floor from about 200 recently over the last few weeks to a floor of about 240. And it looks like it's going to stay there for the next few weeks. So my tips going forward for short gain swing trading: set your buys under 240, something around 210, 220, 230, depending on the fees you pay, and then set those over to sells at 268, 270. Anything over that I think is a solid sell. Go set those buy and sell orders on Binance, folks. Let's go make some money. Cheers.